since Houston won that first game, it's been OKC has largely been the better of the two teams. They've certainly been able to control the pace. We haven't seen the monster shooting night from Harden. We haven't seen Westbrook dominate games. And certainly when it comes to game 6, Westbrook is not the GOAT as in the greatest of all time. Westbrook is the GOAT as in the guy that cost you the ball game. All that being said, in a game 7 scenario, I want the team with the better players. I want the team with the upside. I want the team that I think is more dangerous. And even though OKC is certainly, again, when they control pace, they've been dynamite. And it's not like Chris Paul can't play. But the supporting cast around Paul, and look, we like Dort, we like Schroeder, we like Gallinari decently. But I do think the Rockets have more talent in a game 7 scenario. I want the better team, regardless of circumstances. So we saw a game 7 that was intense last night. And you want to talk about finishes that left bettors on edge. I mean, that was insane in the finale between the Nuggets and the Jazz. Truly a thrilling end to that ball game. And yet, this game 7, I wouldn't be surprised if Houston takes control. The only way I can look in this one from a side standpoint is to lay the price with the Rockets. Right now, the current number, -5.5 at most books. If you shop around, you might be able to find a little bit better. There has been a fair bit of OKC interest in the markets. This is not a one-way where everybody is laying with the Rockets. I think Houston gets the job done. Well, that's Mark when he comes on in just a moment.
Yeah, guys, just to let everybody know, we did have a little bit of technical issues at the beginning. No problem at all. We're back. We're rolling. What you missed, Teddy likes the Houston Rockets -5.5 tonight. I couldn't agree with him more. Totally makes sense. We got Marc Lawrence coming up. After Mark, we've got a bookmaker, and then obviously, like every day, Ralph Michaels. So let's bring in Marc Lawrence, Teddy. Quick commercial break. Oh, Teddy. Teddy.
Yes, Lawrence.
What do you think? What do you think of the total in this Houston game?
You're struggling right now to get the comments going. It's okay, Lawrence. So I'm in action on the total. You can get that play right now at WagerTalk or sportsmemo.com. We can certainly talk about some of the things that happened in NBA action last night. You got to breathe, Lawrence. You haven't done enough shows where things are moving and stuff.
Dude,
this happened.
I'm in a great mood. I started watching Cobra Kai. I mean, life is good, brother. I had a great show with Puck Time today. I'm
excited. First 10 minutes yesterday. Sorry, the second 10 minutes yesterday and the first 10 minutes today, you literally can see the vein popping in your head as you're stressed. It's okay. We'll get there.
No vein. Okay, boys. Teddy, let's take a quick commercial break. I will fix my vein. Marc Lawrence will join us right after.
Football is here, and the Gold Sheet, the nation's oldest sports betting newsletter, is back for its 63rd year, bigger and better than ever. Gold Sheet has a new, improved web-based, mobile-friendly format that includes all of the winning information you rely on with the easiest access ever. While the format is new, all of the features you are accustomed to are still there. That's right, analysis on every pro and college game, key release selections, updated power ratings on every team, point spread logs for all NFL and college teams, and all college football games through May 2021 will be included. To celebrate joining the WagerTalk family, we are offering our subscribers our best deal ever. Sign up for a season of any Gold Sheet product and get $200 in WagerBucks as a bonus. WagerBucks can be used to purchase handicapping information from any of our 40-plus experts on WagerTalk or sportsmemo.com. Head to goldsheet.com/WagerTalk for any subscription and bonus details.
Want up-to-the-minute scores and odds direct from Las Vegas? Then check out our WagerTalk odds page. You'll get all the latest lines along with moves as they happen from all the biggest books in Las Vegas, including Westgate Superbook, Circa, Golden Nugget, Wynn, Stations, CG, and South Point, just to name a few. Best of all, it's absolutely free.
Oh, what a privilege, Teddy. We got ourselves a legend on this show. Every Wednesday, Marc Lawrence. And let's start with, how are you, my friend? What's going on? How was your summer? It's been a while.
My summer's been long. I'm sure yours guys has been as long, but I'm really excited to be on board with you, with Sports Mel. I'm looking forward to a really good football season.
Yeah, Mark, listen, Teddy and I both have a lot of love for you, my friend. We're taking apart 2 games today. We're starting with the Milwaukee Bucks, Miami Heat. Milwaukee -5.5. The total in this game over 221, which makes sense. Miami's such a good shooting team. Outstanding win in their first game, but we saw what happened in round 1. Milwaukee lost the first game and came back and just throttled Orlando from there on in. What do you like in this one, my friend?
I'm going to look at the Milwaukee Bucks side of this basketball game here, Prez. Basically, number 1 seed off a loss in game 1. Those teams have rebounded real well in game 2. They've won 30 out of 43 times. But I'm going to say this, if they're a high percentage number 1 seed, as is Milwaukee, more than 700 win percentage, they've won and covered 9 straight times in a row in the rebound in game 2. Now you look at the Bucks and what they've done so well the past 2 basketball seasons is really played well off of a loss. When they've lost a game, they're 35-9 straight up and 29-15 to the spread. And you got a team here in Milwaukee, Teddy. I'm sure you're into all the stats, as am I. But you got a team in Milwaukee here that ranks number 2 in assists, number 3 in rebound margin, and number 4 in field goal percentage. And they have not played as well as they did during the regular season, yet they still hold up in the top 5 in all 3 of those categories. Miami's nowhere to be seen in any of those categories. I'm going to lay the points with the Bucks in this game.
So I want to ask you this, Mark. And first off, it's really good to see your face, man. It's been a while.
Likewise.
Last year, right? Last year in Vegas was the last time I saw you.
At your party, yes.
And this year there was nobody. Thanks, COVID. I didn't get a barbecue this year. But yeah, exactly. And not that 2020 has been good for all kinds of things, but really bad for barbecues for the annual summer party.
I'm sure.
But Mark, I did want to ask you, when it comes to the long-term angles for NBA, all right, and this year is so unique in the playoffs because there's no, you lose game 1 at home and now you have the home crowd to build you up for game 2. Without the home court edge and without the transferring from Milwaukee to Miami after game 2 and then back after game 4 or whatever, do you think those trends are as strong this year than they would be in a more natural setting per se?
Well, that's a great question, Teddy, because of a lack of fans or attendance. But I believe this is more of a marathon, and these teams are really conditioned right now to playing in the bubble, knowing that they're going to be playing the same opponent immediately thereafter. The odds maker doesn't have to compensate for the lines. That's one of the most unusual things. We're seeing the similar lines in all these games, game after game after game, with very slight adjustments. The lines maker can really take a vacation as far as that's concerned. I don't think that's a handicapping factor in this basketball game here. I think more of the factor is how well number 1 seeds rebound after being embarrassed off a series opening loss. I think that pertains to Milwaukee, who just happen to have had the best record in the NBA. They showed that last series in the opening round when they lost their first game, and they bounced back and smashed in game 2, and I think that same thing holds here.
So, and let me ask you one more follow-up on this, because again, we're here to break these games down, and I appreciate your pick and I appreciate your opinion. And in some ways, I can't say I really I'll leave it at this. You said that in the bubble, Milwaukee hasn't played as well in the regular as they did in the regular season,
right?
But pre-bubble, and Miami certainly since start of the playoffs and perhaps you can go back a little bit further and say they played better than they did back in January and February and December and all that. At what point do you look at with the July 30th was when NBA started? At what point do you look and say, hey, these teams have been playing now for 5 weeks at this level, as opposed to what level they were playing at in January and February, and say maybe the markets haven't adjusted enough? Or do you think the teams that we saw 6 months ago is still the true colors of the Milwaukee Bucks and the true colors of the Miami Heat, even though that hasn't necessarily been on display for the last month?
Well, you basically have two elevators here, Miami going up and Milwaukee going down inside the bubble as compared to the regular season, as you mentioned here. But again, I'm going to allude to the fact that as poorly as Milwaukee has played by comparison, they still are a top 5 ranked team statistically, whereas Miami is not. Miami is more of a team basketball. Nobody's a star in that team. Jimmy Butler is the main man, but he doesn't want to be the main man. So that's why they're fluid, and that's why they win basketball games. But I'm still not going to throw out the fact that as disappointing as Milwaukee has been in the bubble, they're still putting up good statistical numbers. And you combine a team that's playing good statistically along with a situation that calls for a rebound, I think that makes for a nice handicap.
Oh, that's why Mark's so
point,
good.
Mark.
I can cross-examine the guy, and he's right back at me. I love it. Good stuff, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like this segment is brought to you by Grecian Formula. I got the most amount of gray hair out of the 3. That's pretty rare.
But
Teddy,
when this pandemic came, I couldn't go to the barber. I couldn't have the barber touch my hair up. I said, piss on it. I'm going all natural. I got to be like Teddy,
Good.
Lawrence,
you look good, Mark. You look great, man.
Well, you guys do too.
You look outstanding to me, Marc Lawrence. Guys, you can get Marc Lawrence at Sports Memo every day. He releases his best plays over there, so make sure to check him out. SportsMemo.com. He's a true pioneer and legend in this industry. I mean, guys like him, Feist, Koken, these guys are the shoulders that Teddy and I stand on. Wouldn't you say, Teddy?
Absolutely. But let's get to the second game that Mark wants
Tampa
to break down.
Bay.
Of course, you want to talk. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to do that instead of talk about our hair. But you can keep talking
Teddy,
about our hair. I'm sure it's what
I
the
have
audience
my
wants.
own role on this show. My role on this show is to create noise. I'm doing a good job. Motoring. Got to fight for freedom. I don't know the words of Sister Christian, but I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Mark, Tampa Bay, New York Yankees. Well, let's take this game apart. Look, Yankees are 3.5 back. It's a big. They just beat Tampa Bay 5-3. It's 1-1. We got the rubber match coming. Tampa Bay's rolling though. 6 of their last 7 W's, and they're doing it opposite to what we've seen from Tampa Bay year in and year out. This team is hitting the ball. Where are we going in this one?
I'm going to go to the Yankees for what I perceive to be a little bit of value in this baseball game here. They won the baseball game last night. They had dropped 11 of their previous 12 to the Rays. The Rays had dominated this baseball team. I think that win's going to serve the Yankees well here tonight. Jordan Montgomery is really an under-the-radar type pitcher in Major League Baseball here. He's been really good at home this year. He's cashed 3 of his 4 starts. He's got a nice 3.10 ERA with a 0.94 whip. Done really, really well, but more importantly, he's in commanding walk-to-strikeout ratio for him. 14 Ks and only 1 walk his last 3 starts. He's really in a groove right now. He's hitting the corners. You bring in here on the flip side, Charlie Morton from Tampa Bay. He's really struggled, if you will, in his career in New York against the Yankees. He's made 5 starts. He made 6 of them. He's lost 5 of those games here. And I love the incident that happened last night with Aroldis Chapman and that brushback on the final batter of the game. I think that woke the New York Yankees up and sent a message to the Yankees here. I'm going to stay at home with the pinstripes and lay the quarter in the baseball game.
Yeah, I would disagree with that at all. And I agree 100% with your assessment that maybe the Yankees have played less than stellar baseball for about the last 10 days, 2 weeks. Last night might have woke them up. And the fact that Tampa had won the first, the previous 6 in the series, I think might have woken up the Yankees too. No argument with the short chalk on the New York Yankees tonight.
Mark, I didn't mean to throw you off. You did not prepare for this question, but are you betting hockey?
No, I'm not betting it, Lawrence. I'm a big fan of it, and occasionally I'll step in when I can see a play. I love Game 7s when they get there in the right situations, but it's a little bit tentative for me playing games in a bubble for the hockey without the home ice. I really kind of like to fade the home ice in hockey. I think the visiting teams do really rather well, and you're more on an advantage side to do just that, and we don't have that right now. So for that reason, I'm on the sidelines just as a fan in the NHL.
Yeah, it's just been wonderful to watch hockey. I mean, all sports at that. Marc, we're going to have you on the shows every Wednesday. We're going to also talk some football with you. I know we got college football starting, NFL starting. You have anything for us today?
Well, we do have a handful of games. I'm going to call these an early week one schedule in college football this week, but I'm going to throw just a note of caution out there. More now than ever before. And that's a phrase I keep using and using, more now than ever before. And I think it's really important that if people are going to get into the football wars, which everybody's going to, we're all big football fans, it's really important during all this pandemic and the COVID to know exactly what it is you're doing. It's tough enough handicapping football regular seasons, but now you've got players with viruses and you don't know who's in, who's out, what the situations are. And it's really important. Check in with the guys at Sports Memo. They know what they're doing. They become a better handicapper by knowing what it is you're doing.
Marc, you are the best. I can't thank you enough for joining us. Teddy, our next segment is me and you. We got to do a consensus play of the day. Marc, you want to hang out for it? Give your thoughts?
I can do that, sure.
Okay, well, Teddy, let's get to it, brother. You got a consensus play of the day. Marc will throw his thoughts in, then we'll take a quick commercial break and bring Arthur, our sports book manager, on. Teddy, it's all yours, my brother.
It's funny, Lawrence, because 5 minutes before we came on air, you're like, I've got the consensus play today. Don't worry about it. And that's what you said. You said
that's true.
And then now you're throwing to me. I swear, Lawrence. Stop. I honestly think that the conversations that we have pre-air are like they go in one ear and you call me. You call me like, let's do it this way. Okay, let's do it this way. And then what happens? Hey, let's go to Teddy for it. Come on, man. Wake up.
I love the producer in my ear going, Marc, I'm going to bore you. But here is our consensus play of the day. You're 100% right, Theodore. If you guys listen to Puck Time, our 11 to 12 show, everybody loves the over in the Colorado Dallas game. It makes total sense. This Colorado team cannot be kept down. They're going to put up 4. There's a team total of 2.5 for Colorado. Take that on the over. But all the NHL handicappers like the over in this Dallas Colorado game. We all like Colorado as well. So that really came out during Puck Time. Our consensus play of the day, over the total of 6 in Colorado and Dallas. And I mean, Marc, do you have anything to add to that at all, or should we go to that commercial break?
Well, I totally get where you're going with the over total, especially with Colorado. My only observation is over 6 to cash that ticket, you have to score 7 goals. And 7 goals in a playoff game can be a little bit difficult. That's my only observation. I'll stay out and watch it, and I'll root for that over, that consensus play.
Thank you, my friend. Boys, let's go to a quick commercial break. We're right back with Arthur, our bookmaker, and, of course, Teddy pissing on me like he does.
If you like betting on horses, be sure to check out WagerTalk.com's own Sig, who zeroes on one racetrack at a time, offering his handicapping skills. Visit his homepage daily for his top selection in each race free. If you want all his selections for that track, you can get his full racing report for just $9.
Football is here, and the Gold Sheet, the nation's oldest sports betting newsletter, is back for its 63rd year, bigger and better than ever. Gold Sheet has a new, improved web-based, mobile-friendly format that includes all of the winning information you rely on with the easiest access ever. While the format is new, all of the features you are accustomed to are still there. That's right, analysis on every pro and college game, key release selections, updated power ratings on every team, point spread logs for all NFL and college teams, and all college football games through May 2021 will be included. To celebrate joining the WagerTalk family, we are offering our subscribers our best deal ever. Sign up for a season of any Gold Sheet product and get $200 in WagerBucks as a bonus. WagerBucks can be used to purchase handicapping information from any of our 40-plus experts on WagerTalk or sportsmemo.com. Head to goldsheet.com/WagerTalk for any subscription and bonus details.
Teddy Covers. Teddy Covers. I'm sucking today, bro. You can let him know.
You're not that good, Lawrence. I mean, so yesterday I thought you were okay, but so far, the first half of this show, I'll give you an F-. And after we get off air, I'll tell you all the things you did wrong. There have been dozens.
Oh, I love it, dude. Make me better.
Yeah.
Make me
now
better, Teddy.
my veins starting to pop. You know,
yeah, Teddy, I just got a message from Rick, our fearless leader, CEO of WagerTalk Media. It says, Teddy and Prez, you need to slow down the banter. Rick, I don't see that happening. I'll try, but I don't see that happening. We're ready to bring in our next guest.
He's not getting it.
Okay, I'm not getting it. Okay, well then let's.
You understand how
Teddy,
it works?
you're rolling in NBA tonight.
No, stop. Shush. You should shush for a minute, Lawrence, because you're trying to throw too many balls up in the air. How this works is you have a producer. The producer talks in your ear. And what he says is, the guest is ready. And when the producer says the guest is ready, you say, hey, I'd like to introduce our next guest, veteran Las Vegas
Maybe you should
Arthur
take the show over.
From the Caesars family. Don't talk, shush, from the Caesars family forward. That's all you got to do, dude. When Cobra Kai, I love it. Yeah, great. When, it's not a complicated, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts, but when Joe says 15 times, wait till I introduce him, and then you're like, hey, let's bring in just the producers
what
in your
show
ear.
provides this type of entertainment? Rick is cringing right now.
Everybody's
anyway
right now.
Teddy, you're rolling in NBA. Talk to us about your NBA run.
It's been good. I mean, 21-7 the last 28. Dating back, I think it's close to a month now. All sports. I mean, I'm 67% all sports over the last 3+ weeks. So it's been a good run overall. But I mean, I put a ton of time in the NBA. You know that, Lawrence. When you had all that time off and then it starts, I'm like, I got to make money. I got to make money for myself and my clients right now. And what do? You're focused. You sit down, you watch every freaking game, and you read everything you can find. So I expect to continue to beat the NBA. I do. And I'm expecting a pretty good football season in the weeks to come. So I know you're on a pretty good run yourself in baseball, dude. Of all sports, Lawrence.
Baseball and hockey, Teddy. I mean, my baseball is ridiculous. I'm on a 7-2 run. Dating back last year. I'm not. I just started. You're interrupting me already.
My baseball is ridiculous. I'm on a 7-2 run.
Motoring.
Don't overhype.
Brother, I'm on a 32-15 baseball run. 32-15 baseball run. That's 68%. I'm over 60% on the season. I am 21-14 in the NHL playoffs. I think that's pretty amazing. Hope you're doing well, Richie Rich. Nice to have you join us. Scott Lafredo, North Ender Christian, Gotti, Andrew Motz. We love having you guys, West Coast. We really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to join us. Obviously, the Prez is not at his best. We will get there. The producer is hating on me. And now I'm echoing. Yeah, so Teddy, I want to tell a quick story. We're going to do the Prez off-topic segment now, and then we're bringing Arthur in.
No, we're not. We have Arthur. Arthur Dicesare right here.
Okay, we're just getting Arthur's.
So, Lawrence,
Louis Dina says, I'm highly
to-
entertained by the show, guys. Keep it going.
I understand where that goes going. But the hilarity of this is that you act like you've never done anything live before, dude. It's like you've done plenty of live stuff before, you know? You've been doing that. So
Teddy,
you had a national radio stop. Shush. You had a national radio spot in Canada for how long? I know you were doing that. Years.
3 years.
Live. You know? Why are you so frazzled?
Can we talk about something else?
When you have technical difficulties and you're going live, you find something else to talk about.
Can we just talk about something that people want to listen to?
Answering a question in the chat, whether it's getting some question that we had from Twitter. It's not that hard to make small talk to get the minute or two that we need. But you're like acting like you've never done this before. It's hilarious.
Okay, are we done, Teddy? I mean, like, are you really going to spend 10 minutes on this shit?
Given me enormous enjoyment.
I'm doing the crow again, dude. I'm doing anything to get you to shut up. I'm going to sing Sister Christian again in a few minutes.
Isn't a good way to get me to shut up.
Oh my God, Teddy. It's out of control, dude. You're out of control today.
You want to talk? Put your finger up.
Oh, well, like I need permission from you. Joe, is there any way I can mute this guy? I mean, has to relax. It's ridiculous. Robert M., Teddy, chill, man. Dude, I think you're the guy that is having the issues. I'm having the best time. I got Sister Christian in my head. I started watching Cobra Kai last night. I did the Cobra, the Crow, or whatever Ralph Macchio's move is. You look exactly like Richard Belzer from Law and Order. I'm getting the Jeffrey Epstein thing all day long. Life is good.
I would rather look like Richard Belzer than Jeffrey Epstein. That's not exactly the guy you want to be compared to.
Oh, dude, I just look like him. I don't behave like him. I can take that. I think he's a hell of a lot better looking guy than Richard Belzer.
Yeah, you are who you are, man. You know, I'm not trying to change who I am. I look like Richard Belzer, so be it. Maybe I'll get a Law and Order spot one day.
Okay. I don't think so. I think Law and Order is done. You know?
I won't get a Law and
You
Order.
don't know. You have
like
every time I
TV.
ask you, what do you want? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You never watch TV. Teddy is paying Prez for years of ball breaking. Prez is like a ball of energy that Teddy can't contain. If there's anything contain me, it happens to be Teddy. Yeah, come on, let's talk sports. Mr. Producer, how far are we out with Arthur? 30 seconds, guys. We're going to bring our bookmaker in. I guess I'll tell my my Prez goes off topic story another day. But we're going to bring the bookmaker in very, very shortly, and then we have Ralph Michaels
Lawrence.
on app.
What's the bookmaker's
now?
name? What's the bookmaker's
Arthur Dicesare.
Thank you.
Everybody knows
Not the
Arthur
bookmaker.
Dicesare.
He's our friend who's taking time out of his busy day
Get
to
$25
give
in wager bucks added to your account after your first purchase
Arthur, I
at
got to
WagerTalk.com and
apologize, man.
This is just our
Like,
way of saying
all
thank you for
these
joining the
guys
Wager
talk
Talk and
shit.
Sports Memo family.
My humble apologies, but man, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your day to join us. How are you? And again, sorry for anything Teddy says. And we're missing volume on Arthur, which brings me to.
Well, we know.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Try again,
Arthur. How we doing, guys?
Click on laugh my ass
All right,
off.
tell them to sit tight.
Yeah,
All
sit
right.
tight, everybody. Look, guys, we're in day 2 with a lot of moving parts. We're gonna get there. It really
You said
reminds
that.
me of a Sister Christian song, Teddy. Sing it for us.
Poor Arthur.
Come on, Teddy, sing Motoring.
Oh, no. So this is the truth of it. If I start to sing, the views just could plummet, bro. I mean, it's like, you know, it's then we get the analytics that say everyone watched the show for 38 minutes, but then, you know,
Teddy's
and then it'll look like it's Arthur problem. Not that way.
Now, you know what? Let's go to Arthur. Arthur, thanks for joining us. How are you, my friend?
You can't say he's
I
got
can't
him.
hear
We're
a
not
word.
hearing anything on our end. We can't hear him. So if he's
Yeah,
coming on
dress
air, that's great. But
rehearsal, Tim. I can't hear a word, but I'm thinking Arthur might be Mexican. Okay, guys, we're going to a commercial. We're going to be right back with Arthur.
If you like betting on horses, be sure to check out WagerTalk.com's own Sig, who zeroes on one racetrack at a time, offering his handicapping skills. Visit his homepage daily for his top selection in each race free. If you want all his selections for that track, you can get his full racing report for just $9.
Football is here, and the Gold Sheet, the nation's oldest sports betting newsletter, is back for its 63rd year, bigger and better than ever. Gold Sheet has a new, improved web-based, mobile-friendly format that includes all of the winning information you rely on with the easiest access ever. While the format is new, all of the features you are accustomed to are still there. That's right, analysis on every pro and college game, key release selections, updated power ratings on every team, point spread logs for all NFL and college teams, and all college football games through May 2021 will be included. To celebrate joining the WagerTalk family, we are offering our subscribers our best deal ever. Sign up for a season of any Gold Sheet product and get $200 in wager bucks as a bonus. Wager bucks can be used to purchase handicapping information from any of our 40+ experts on WagerTalk or sportsmemo.com. Head to goldsheet.com/WagerTalk for any subscription and bonus details.
Okay. Teddy, we need 2 minutes to bring in Arthur, and I'm going to tell you my story. Is that okay? Can I tell you my story from
Please.
last night? Okay.
Yes, I look forward to it.
So you know how these athletes take cold baths? You've seen some of them go to cryotherapy. They sit in that tank, and everybody gets really, really cold. So
Sure.
my brother bought one of these tanks, and it's automatic, and he takes it down to 38 degrees Fahrenheit. I went over to his house last night. He gets into the tub for 8 minutes while talking to me. After he gets out, he's like, "You should try it." I'm like, "Are you out of your mind? Why would I want to get into a tub 38 degrees Fahrenheit?" He's like, "Just try it. It's only bad for the first 120 seconds. And then your body starts to get used to it." So I take my clothes off. I hop into this tub. I'm about 3 seconds in. I'm like, Ant, it's crazy. I'm getting headaches. There's like knife feeling in my head. My extremities are numb. My knees are numb. This is the worst experience of my life. He's like, "You got to focus on the breathing techniques." So he goes, "You got to do this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I turn to him and I go, 1, 2, 3. And he goes, "No, you're breathing wrong. It's not 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3. I'm like, "Are you kidding me? The way my lips are shaped is going to determine how my body feels in this ridiculously cold water?" Dude, I don't know if you've ever done anything like it before. I made it 140 seconds. I got out of that tub. I was dying in there. And these athletes sit in it all the time. Have you ever done anything like that? Don't. It's insane.
So I never even thought about it. Look at me. Okay. I don't have a whole lot of fat on this body. So when I get somewhere cold, I start to shiver fast. You know what I mean? It was good for Kobe, worked for Kobe, but Kobe was a very different type of athlete than me. No desire whatsoever to be involved in the project.
Yeah, I do not recommend it. Supposedly, you're supposed to like build yourself up to 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Like you get into a cold shower, then you don't go at 50 degrees, at 40 degrees. I just jumped right in. Oh my God, dude. You want to talk about shrinkage, but that's a different story. We got our guest now. Joe, are we bringing Arthur in? Okay, Arthur. Arthur? We're bringing him in. We're just waiting. Arthur, how are you, my friend? Teddy is Ferris Bueller's friend's dad. What was Cameron? Cameron, and that's a great call, Beach Boss. Prez, the Korean star.
I don't remember the dad.
What?
I'm trying to remember the dad. The Cameron's dad.
I think he thinks you are not the dad. Cameron's dad doesn't show up in Ferris Bueller.
Yeah. Sure.
You're still thinking about motoring. Prez, you're Canadian. Ice runs through your veins. I don't know if you've been to Canada, Big Ragu, but ice doesn't run through my veins. And I'm South African, not Canadian. But yeah, Teddy, I can see it, man. Joe, what about bringing Ralph in? Okay. Guys, Ralph Michaels, thank God. How are you, my friend?
Doing great, guys. You know what? Day 2, we're all working through our issues. No big deal. Show's entertaining, and it'll get much more entertaining. And let's sprinkle on some sports talk as well.
Yeah, exactly. Let's at least sprinkle in a little sports talk, no doubt.
And this show will be fine.
Okay, let's start off the angle of the day, and let's do a little lesson here as well, Teddy and Prez. The angle of the day was the Washington Nationals 10 straight overs as an away dog. It lost. When you're looking at these angles, again, the opposing pitcher matters. We saw Nola pitch a great game yesterday. Well, today's angle of the day, similar. The LA Angels now 9-0-1 over-under as a home dog. So in their last 10 games, 9 overs and a push went in the home dog role.
There you are, Teddy.
Yeah, I haven't gone anywhere. Ralph's
you
want to respond to him?
No problem. Let me go ahead and go to the situational play of the day yesterday. Now, while the angle of the day is a random angle that I took out, the situational play of the day is something that I'm looking at and I do like because multiple situations fit the bill. And today's situational play of the day is Toronto with Rue minus 120 over against Miami with Sanchez. This game, first pitch 6:40 p.m. Eastern tonight. Miami has struggled against lefties. 3-7 versus lefties compared to 13-8 versus righties. Rue's first 2 starts this year, he's allowed 8 runs. His last 5 starts, he's allowed 5 runs and 18 hits his last 5 starts. Looking back at Toronto off back-to-back losses as they are tonight, 7-1 their last 8 games after back-to-back defeats. And when the Blue Jays lose game 1 of the series, they are now 11-3 in game 2, bouncing back in that situation. So my situational play for the day, Toronto with Rue minus $120. Again, 6:40 first pitch tonight Eastern time.
Ralph.
Sure, and I'll tell you one that I was looking at for that game, Ralph. I'm looking at the under in that game as well. You talked about the success that Rue has had. And this kid Sanchez for Miami, he pitched 7 innings, didn't give up a run last time out, only his second start. They only threw 92 pitches to get through 7 innings. He's dealing. And a guy with a lot of upside. They're talking about him as a future front of the rotation guy for the Marlins. So there's been some under money in that ballgame already. Wouldn't be surprised if we see more between now and the first pitch.
Hey, guys, I got a quiz for you. Oh, go ahead, Prez.
Well, I was going to ask you. I bet you're going to ask me the same thing. 23 runs by the San Francisco Giants last night. How many times does that happen?
Well, that's my question to you guys. Since 2004, there have been 39,919 Major League Baseball games. So 40,000 games. How many times has the team scored 23 runs or more in those 40,000 games? You guys each get one guess.
0.
No, it's been like
Teddy?
40, 39 or 40 or 46 or something. I saw your tweet.
7 times.
Oh, you cheated.
7 times. 7. Well, I
that
know
was
the
better.
answer.
I was
7
wrong,
runs
sir.
23 runs or more. 20 or more, 20 was Teddy. So only 7 times has a team scored 23 runs the last 40,000 Major League Baseball games. Texas had 30 runs back in 2007. They beat Baltimore 30-3. But how about this for an angle? When a team scores 20 or more runs, what do they do the next game? Those kind of things, if you follow me at Twitter, that's exactly what I answer. If you have any questions, at CalSportsLV, I'll answer them. So after teams score 20 runs or more, the next game, they are minus 16 units, going 17-23 with an average line of minus 129.6. And after scoring 20 runs or more, those 40 teams have gone 59% to the over, going 23-16-1. So again, this is a small sample size, guys. I'm never going to base a bet on only 40 plays over the last 17 years. But to think about that, those teams have been a fade and have been an overplay in the next game.
Colorado chalk today for a reason, is what you're telling us.
Yeah, well, again, it is surprising. And, Teddy, I'm going to go on and just continue with one more spot. And, Prez, sorry if I interrupted you, but this used to be one of my favorite segments. For those that used to watch Teddy and I on Sports Grid, we had the daily Wager Talk show, and this is much like that. And that's why I love this concept with what you guys are doing. But, I look up situations, and there's times I find very unique situations that have bizarre meanings, and I love bouncing them off Teddy. Teddy's a reasonable, realistic gambler who looks for matchups, who doesn't look at technicals very often. So when I ask Teddy, does this make sense or not, and Teddy gives me the thumbs up, I make it a little stronger in my arsenal. So Teddy, here's the situation in the NBA, and I want to know whether you think it makes sense or not. In the playoffs, series games 4, 5, 6, and 7, if a team made less than 10 free throws in their last game, they are 61% against the spread and 72.1% to the under. So that would be the Houston Rockets today. They only made 9 free throws in their last game. Harden keeps throwing the ball out, dishing it out to the 3. I think if they drive against OKC, they can get OKC in foul trouble. So, Teddy, your thoughts on that angle? Playoff teams that made under 10 free throws, series games 4, 5, and 6, 61% against the spread, 72% to the under. Your thoughts, Mr. Teddy Covers?
So it's a great question. Even though the under has a better track record, the side, to me, makes more sense. The under's going under. The games are going under because as NBA series progress, unders cash more. And you can look at the game 7s and game 6s and game 5s, and you'll see a noticeable bent towards unders in those games. From a side standpoint, however, when a team makes fewer than 10 free throws, you know what the coach is saying. Be more aggressive. You know what the game plan's got to be. Be more aggressive. So it would make sense that those teams would have a better ATS record in their next ball game. No argument with a play on Houston here.
Yeah, they struggled again.
Ralph Michaels.
I was just going to make one more comment. Houston in game 3 only shot 9 free throws as well. We saw them a little more aggressive week 4. OKC went to that smaller lineup in the overtime and in that fourth quarter. I think they took Adams out and they were much more aggressive on defense. if they're aggressive, I really think Houston can get OKC in early foul trouble tonight.
Teddy, anything to add? And then we'll start wrapping the show up.
I wanted to thank Ralph for joining us. Great stuff, Ralph, every day. I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow.
Yeah,
Appreciate
me
it,
as
guys.
well, Ralph. You're a breath of fresh air on this show. You are as good as it gets with these angles and trends. I can't thank you enough for coming on. Guys, just a quick heads up. 1 o'clock today is our NASCAR show. 2 o'clock is our baseball show, first pitch. 3 o'clock, we've got the NBA show. And then tonight is Bet on It, the flagship football show. We have Arthur now.
He's still here. He's ready. Bring him on and say hello.
I'd love to
Okay,
have Arthur. Hell
Arthur,
yeah,
come on
bring
in.
him on.
Come on.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Oh,
Get
Arthur,
$25
we
in wager
missed
bucks
you.
added to your account
And
at
I want to
Covers and Prez
apologize.
at WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com. This is
I
just our way
only
of
saw
saying
the
thank you
green
for
and the
joining the
white on your
WagerTalk and
flag. I
SportsMemo
didn't see
family.
the wonderful red. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but you can sing Motoring if you want.
No problem.
Can we get you
I'm
to
happy
sing
to-
Motoring?
What do you want me to do?
Sister Christian, Motoring.
Oh, love it. From one of my favorite scenes of Boogie Nights.
Sure, exactly. The infamous scene from Boogie Nights. But Arthur,
Absolutely.
I appreciate you being so patient with us today. Thank you so much. And over the years, you've been a really great guest. I know you were a regular guest with Ralph and I when we did stuff with Sports Grid. I'm hoping to be a regular guest here because your content is exceptional. And I wanted to ask you that first. Tell people about yourself. Who are you? Where do you work? Why do we want to talk to you? And why do your opinions matter?
Well, Teddy, I appreciate you guys having me on. You always know that I like coming on and having fun with you guys. I've been a race and sports supervisor at the Linq now for over 2 years. Just a real passionate guy about sports. I always give, as you always say, the look from behind the counter. But, I'm a gambler as well. So, I kind of feel like I'm on both sides. But I just like talking sports and talking sports gambling.
And we're only going to keep you for a minute. Obviously, we're reaching our point at the end of the show where we're going to have to go in just a second. But I do want to ask you this: when it comes to your side of the counter right now, are there any trends that we're seeing? Is there something that bettors should know about where the money has come in, say, since the restart of sports? Is everything the same in general, or have the nuances changed a little bit since sports restarted in full at the end of July?
No, Teddy, I want to say it is business as usual, but obviously for baseball, it's been a little bit different because we're dealing with so many of these 7-inning games, so many pitcher changes lately. So, people have had to adjust to no totals on these 7-inning games, no run lines. But, bettors are good. They adjust pretty quickly. But I'd say baseball has been the biggest change.
Sure. Well, Arthur, we'll have you on for a full segment next week. Apologize for all the technical difficulties today, but thank you for joining us. Again, you can follow Arthur on Twitter at ArtDice21. Correct?
Correct. Gentlemen, we will speak next week. You guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Arthur.
Thanks,
and Teddy. I love the dramatic pause on the Twitter handle there.
I had to remember it.
Yeah, baby. Guys, thank you all. Thank you all so much for watching the show. It is fun, man. I mean, look, we're having technical difficulties, and you lectured me for 10 full minutes. I'm having a good time. We'll get this going. We'll see everybody tomorrow at noon Eastern. Can't wait. Dave Koken with us, Teddy.
Sure. Should be a great show. And Johnny the Greek is going to join us tomorrow as well. So it will be a loaded Thursday show. Please join us right here, noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. here on the left coast. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day.